What's up, guys? Welcome back. Amazing RC. It's your boy Brian. And well, this is a WPL D12. And I tell you, I've spent a couple days with it now. And long story short, I love this little guy. I'm going to do some really cool stuff to this. And by the end of this video, I think that you will believe that you can as well. We're going to go over a bunch of positives and a couple negatives because, well, I had to look hard, but I did find a couple. But even after a short period of time, I can honestly say I'm extremely impressed. Now, I'm coming from a C34 here. I've got a C24 over here. I did a 6-wheel drive WPL. I've built a couple of them from kit. This is an RTR version. So I do know my way around a WPL. So with that said, let's get into the positives first. Number one, and I think first and foremost is what got me into wanting this, is it looks really good. Now, I've actually got a buddy over in the UK that drove one of these, an actual one, and said that this one is spot on. And he is also picking one up because he loves the truck so much. This truck comes with these really cool realistic mirrors. It's very scale. I didn't realize until I started to drive the truck that it does come with 2 LEDs in front here. It's got exposed windshield wipers. You got the 5th tire in the back. All new wheels and tires for WPL. The wheels and tires did find their way to the list, but the truck just looks great. You got a ton of places to put LEDs in here. All around, it's just an excellent looking truck. It really does look like the real thing. Number two for positives is this comes stock RTR with proportional steering. The servo in this actually has really good proportional steering, and it actually does turn extremely far in both directions. And I found that that really made this a joy to drive. And that brings us to number 3 on the list, which allowed me to drive this the way that I did, were wheels and tires. Like I said before, these are new to WPL and they're great. The inside diameter of the rim is very large so that it leaves for just a little flake of a tire back here. And I tell you, it really did plant this truck to the ground and again allowed me to throw it around. I love the way that they look and I love the way that they handle. Number 4, as I said before, headlights included on this truck. I didn't know before when I did the unboxing, but as soon as I put power to it, it was a really great discovery. There are other places to put LEDs on here, so we're going to load that thing up, of course, but you do get headlights right out of the box. Number 5 was a surprise to me. This is a relatively fast truck. Right out of the box, stock setup. It took off right when I pulled the trigger. It was extremely responsive and it handled like a dream. I actually found myself slaloming parking blocks and going underneath vehicles. I actually hit a leaf spring of a Ford Transit, and well, that made its way on the list a little further on down. Number 6, believe it or not, this thing will haul a few things. I actually had 355 grams of wheels and tires stacked up in the back of this thing. I had a little bit of footage of it cruising around the island in the kitchen, but I don't know, I corrupted it somehow, some way. So we don't have that, but I did take it from me, put 350 grams plus worth of wheels and tires, handled exactly the same as it did without them. I'm sure that the battery times will be a little less, but it did it. Number 7, there is a 2-battery version of this and a 3-battery version of this. To be quite honest, the 2-battery version is fine. I got 15 minutes out of this battery. I've got the other one charging right now on my little external charger. It does come with a charger, but again, this made it to the list further on down. But 2 good batteries, 500 mAh lipos. Good stuff. Ran for a long time. Another surprise to the list is number 8. Believe it or not, the range on this blew my mind. I mean, I sent this thing way out into the parking lot, and I was responsive the whole way. That's kind of why you see me going back and forth there. But I probably could have gone quite a bit farther. who knows? But the range right out of the box with this transmitter, it's really good. Finding their way on the list at number 9 was the sticker collection that you get with this RTR version. You get this set here. You get a double set of these. And believe it or not, you even get more, another set right there. Now, to put that into comparison, the WPL C34 here came with those. That's it. And that's normal, but I did like number 9 on the list. 10, personal favorite of myself, you can fit a GoPro session inside the window. So, for people out there that are like me, you got room for POV. 11 was a happy surprise coming from most of my other models. I've got a GSO1 G-Made. I've got a Gen 2 Temper over here, both of which have horrible turning radiuses. This, however, has an excellent radius. Absolutely wonderful. I cranked that thing to the side and it spun right on its back wheel. Absolutely wonderful to see. So if you want to pick this truck up and just have it as an actual utility truck and do that whole kind of scale thing over in the garage and do some backing up and hauling stuff, this is a good truck to get. Now, I feel like I could go on and on about all of the good that's inside this truck. However, there was 1 or 2 things that I was like, okay, well, I guess that could be better, but at this price point, I guess I understand. Number 1 being, it is a little on the brittle side. It's a $65 truck retail. I think sometimes on sale $55, and that's on Banggood.com. This truck, I'm okay for smacking into a leaf spring at full speed and cracking the windshield. Duh. Number 2 on the list, if I have to have minuses, the doors don't open. You have your WPL C34 and the doors open. You've got the hood here, it opens. These are cool trucks. It does stuff. This one here, the bed doesn't go down, the doors do not open. Now, granted, that makes for a good solid truck, I'm still blown away at how solid this thing is. But if I have to pick something, what you see is what you get. Now, a personal gripe of my own, number 3, and the final thing on this list of things that are not so great, it does share the infamous rear axle. Now, if any of you out there recognize this rear axle that comes in the C24, the C34, and probably 10 other WPL models, I've always had issues with the axles in these. Now, it does not share that in the front. It's not the same front axle that you normally would have got, so thankfully that's gone. This comes with this really great wishbone suspension setup up front, and it is a dream to drive. However, if you want to upgrade the rear axle or the drive shaft, it does share those same parts from the other WPL models. So if you've had issues in the past, we may have issues again. I will say this, it's butter right now. I had it out there, and like I said, I can't believe it went as fast as it did. But does share the original axles. There's one other thing that kind of doesn't find its way on the good or the bad list, because I find it to be a little bit of both. As far as design, the battery tray on this blows my mind. Basically, you turn the tire and you put the battery in here. That's where it goes. Now, you close it and turn the tire and it locks in place. Killer design. I think this is way, there's nowhere else to put the battery, really. You don't have a hood to put it under like the WPL C34, so you got to stick it somewhere. If you want it somewhere on here, low and in the rear is kind of a good place for it. It's a pickup truck. However, to keep it on the bad list, is it going to last? Is this mechanism going to last over and over and over and over? If I wreck, it does stick out just a hair, the tire. If I wreck it into something, is it going to blow the back of the tray out? I don't know. It could last forever. So that found itself on its own list. We'll keep an eye on it. So guys, as a final word, if I had to give you the green light at completely full-blown retail, $65, I would tell you to pick one up. To be quite honest, I think that this little truck has quite a bit of potential on the upgrade game, on the customization game. I also think if you pick one of these up completely stock RTR you're in for a great time. It's completely worth it. I completely recommend it. Amazing RC approved. With that said, guys, I got a ton of work to do because I'm going to rip this thing apart and throw it on my RC6GS as the very first thing I'm going to do. We'll get that video to you, as well as flex sealing our WPL C34. I've got much to do, guys. We're going to see you guys with another really cool video very, very soon.